All right, welcome to Marine Science A, Unit 1, Lesson 4, Climate Change and the Ocean. Today, we're going to talk about how we can identify how climate change impacts marine ecosystems. We're going to talk a little bit about what climate change is, but we are assuming by this point in time in your science career, you know a decent amount of climate change. And so we're just going to kind of go as an overview of how it impacts marine ecosystems. So the ocean's role in climate change is that heat is a huge impact on the ocean because the oceans have a high heat capacity and they absorb more heat than land. So we really, really rely on the oceans to kind of be the cool part of the world. The greenhouse gases increase, so our as a result of that, our ocean temperatures rise and then our ice caps melt. And so as a result of that, then we're seeing just kind of this vicious cycle that keeps occurring. The ocean also is known as a massive carbon sink. It holds a ton of carbon. It is a sponge for carbon dioxide. It holds up to a quarter of the total emitted carbon dioxide. So, but as temperatures rise, we're starting to see a change in what's occurring. And this temperature change, because of the carbon dioxide as temperatures warm, as we're seeing this ocean temperature change, we're seeing that nutrients change vertically in how they're moving. So for example, this is changing how our nutrients are coming up from the bottom of the ocean when they're coming up. This changes the heat and chemical and pollutant distributions within an ecosystem. So what might have been caught or stored within a glacier is no longer there because now it's melting. And so we're seeing this increase in sea levels due to these ice caps and glaciers melting. And we're seeing this fluctuation, and we're not 100% sure exactly what is going to happen with the oceans, other than it's probably not going to be a positive impact. So as our pH in seawater decreases, and it becomes more acidic due to more carbon dioxide coming in. When I'm saying pH decreases, I am not saying that it's less, it's not more potent. I'm just saying that when it decreases, it's becoming more acidic. If we're increasing it, it would become more basic. But in this case, we're seeing the acidity going up because we're having more and more CO2 absorbing. So this is similar to when we boil a pot of water and you put salt in it or sugar in it. As you heat it, it can hold more salt and more sugar in it. The same idea is true of carbon dioxide. The more carbon dioxide can be added to water that's hotter. So why does this matter? Well, pH, animals and plants require a certain pH to be able to be functionable. So this affects our biodiversity of marine organisms and our hard-shelled organisms such as corals, oysters, and clams. They struggle to be able to form these shells, which is an issue if that's what you rely on to keep you safe. And especially corals. Corals are super important, and they are the backbone of so many ecosystems. And if we lose those corals because they don't have those hard shells, that can really cause an issue. And some of these other videos too, I can post in areas, but we'll also watch those in live lecture. So if you're interested in those, go back and rewatch the live lecture recordings or reach out to me and I'm happy to share some of them with you. Ocean acidification. This is a great image of what happens when we have ocean acidification that occurs. So this is what happens. So this is a shell that has a normal ocean water. It's totally fine. We're starting to see that breakdown. We're starting to see cracks that are forming. We're starting to see the edges break down. It continues and it's getting worse. It's starting to eat away. We're starting to see this breakdown of this shell. We're losing it until eventually we barely have this husk of a shell that this organism really relied on to keep it safe. And so at this point in time, the shell's useless. There's no point in putting energy into making it. That's all for this unit. If you have any questions, please reach out and we will see you in the next unit.